This is Danzig's wacky, satanic, haunted house brand turned up to 11. It's completely unchecked. And honestly, I think that kind of rules. It doesn't sound good, but it's cool. What's up, Chicken Dianes? Welcome to another episode of Guarsenio's High School CD Booklet Review. The show where I listen to all the albums I bought in high school and we go through them and have a shit, a giggle, and an all-around good time, huh? Nostalgia! Today's episode is going to be special, though, because it's the first album that features songs that we've covered on the show, Samhain's November Coming Fire. Well, here we are. I'm finally going to talk about my love of Danzig on this show. Samhain is Danzig's second band, but like most people, they were the last one that I found. Again, like most people, the first Danzig project I was introduced to was The Misfits. When I was in 8th grade, I finally started my descent into becoming a little stinker. I dyed my hair blue, I bought my friend's used skateboard for 15 bucks, I got in a lot of fights, and I smoked marijuana. I'm sorry, Mom! Needless to say, I was being a little shithead and I got sent to summer school. And in that class, there was a cool punk girl wearing a Misfits shirt. And I had a crush on her, so I went out and I bought Collection 1. And that began this whole journey, which ends with me becoming an internet clown. Again, I'm really sorry, Mom. But more on that in the eventual Misfits episode. Let's talk about Samhain. Samhain's November Coming Fire is the opposite of most of the albums that we've done on the show. No one can play their instruments, but it sounds fucking awesome. The drums are rarely on time, the guitar parts are barely chords, but it's perfect. I think the magic of Samhain is that all the albums sound like they're being played backwards. November Coming Fire specifically sounds like a Sisters of Mercy record that's just melting. And that's what keeps this album firmly in my autumn vinyl rotation. I listen to this at least once a year, every October. We've covered multiple songs from a bunch of different bands, but I think, minus the Panamama set, this is the only album that we've covered two different songs from.
Mother of mercy, let me crawl on your bathroom floor. Mother of mercy.
And I think that's because Samhain songs have the most to gain from a cover, but also, dude, this is where the magic of Danzig is. The sound of Samhain is the sonic glue that ties the Misfits to Danzig solo. This is Danzig's wacky, satanic, haunted house brand turned up to 11. It's completely unchecked. And honestly, I think that kind of rules. It doesn't sound good, but it's cool. I also think where a lot of horror punk and Danzig-inspired bands fall flat is they try to borrow from Danzig solo or the Misfits. When you do that, you miss vibe and tone and just accidentally end up borrowing from blues rock and doo-wop. And I think that's why I found covering Halloween 2 and Mother of Mercy so fun. The instrumentation in these songs is so messy that I felt like we kind of got to do whatever we wanted. But we also got to go ham with spoopiness. It was fun. I also think that Mother of Mercy is like a top 3 Danzig chorus for me. It's so much fun. It's so catchy. And also Halloween 2 on this record I think is better than the other two versions of Halloween. The chorus of Samhain's Halloween 2 sounds like actual dead bodies rising out of the ground and singing with him. It's like a VCR eating a VHS of a Scooby-Doo episode, and at the end of the day, isn't that what we're all here for? Okay, the album art. This looks like if Spawn had a comic in 1928. This looks like one of those billboards in rural Idaho reminding you that you'll go to hell if you think your neighbor is attractive. This looks like a commemorative bag of Francisco Goya charcoal that you can buy at Museo del Pardo in Madrid, Spain. Support the arts, folks. This looks like the board members of Hot Topic having a meeting trying to figure out what shitty band from 15 years ago will be retroactively considered cool by the children nowadays.
Five-finger death punch.
This looks like something Danzig would steal from himself because he thought it was pretty neat. This is what the Golden Girls look like right now, waiting for Betty White to join them in eternal slumber. Sorry, that was really mean. Betty White, we hope you live forever, dog. So to sum up, yeah, I think this album rules, even though it sounds like shit. And spooky musicians, this is where you should be taking your Danzig inspiration from. Otherwise, you're all just gonna end up sounding like Buck Cherry. But yeah, that's the end of the episode. If you want to let me know that you think this album sounds like shit because it sounds like shit, there's the comment section. Next week, we're starting a brand new page. We got Maylene and the Sons of Disaster, the first Foo Fighters album, Shadows Fall, and Coheed and Cambria.
It's 2 minutes